All right, today we are diving headfirst into the political chaos of 19th century France with a game called Revolutions. This isn't just about watching history unfold. Oh no, this is about grabbing it by the collar and rewriting it yourself, from the halls of parliament all the way to the barricades in the streets.
And right from the jump, the game throws you right into the middle of the conflict. This is a battle for the very soul of a nation, and it's constantly asking you one simple but absolutely critical question. Are you going to win this with your words, or are you going to win it with your fists?
So the game board covers 60 years of incredible turmoil from 1820 all the way to 1880. And you're not just a passive observer, you're the leader of one of the major political factions. And you are absolutely determined to shape the future of France according to your ideals.
And here are the big players on the stage. You've got the super traditionalist ultras, the business-first Orleanist monarchists, and of course, the Bonapartists who are just dreaming of bringing back the empire. And on the other side, you've got the Republicans and the Socialists, who pretty much want to burn the old system to the ground. Every single one has their own unique way of playing and their own vision for what France should be.
Now this is your real objective, the state tables. See, your goal isn't just to rack up points. It's to fundamentally change the laws of the land. You're fighting over the big stuff. What kind of government will France have? Who really holds the power? And what rights do its citizens actually get?
Okay, so how do you actually do all that? How do you leave your mark on an entire nation? Well, the game gives you some pretty powerful tools to pull the strings of French society from the shadows. Your main weapon is your hand of action cards. You can think of these as your secret agents, your supporters, your propagandists out in the world. Every turn, you're secretly sending them out to sway public opinion, to build up your influence, or, just to cause a little chaos. And these zones? This is where the fight happens. You're competing for control over the media through songs and newspapers. You're trying to win over the elites, the notables, the common folk with the peasants and workers, and even the moral high ground with the clergy. Controlling these zones, that's the key to everything.
Now, the game plays out over 6 turns, but get this, each turn represents an entire decade. So we're talking about some serious long-term planning here, where 10 years of plotting and political backstabbing all comes down to a few key moments.
And to help you navigate all that, the game gives you this turn sheet. It's basically your roadmap for each decade, guiding you through gathering your forces, making your secret plans, and then finally seeing whose schemes actually worked out. Let's quickly break down that core loop. First up is recruitment, where you draw your cards for the decade. Then comes the bets phase, and this is the real heart of the game, where you secretly commit your people to different zones. And finally, the resolution phase. It's the big reveal, where all the cards are flipped and you see who outsmarted who. And all that scheming, all that jockeying for position in those first 3 phases, it is all building towards one single critical moment in phase 4, where the entire fate of the decade gets decided. And it all hangs on this one track, social tensions. Just think of it as the political temperature of France. It's a measure of how close the whole country is to just exploding. And where this marker ends up at the end of the phase decides whether you're going to be debating in a chamber or fighting in the streets. This leads to the 2 wildly different paths your decade can take. If tensions are low, you get reform, where you try to change things through laws and politics. But if tensions boil over, you get revolution, and that means change is coming through sheer force. So, if the nation's relatively calm, right? If that social tensions track stays below 14, then the decade gets sorted out with politics. Everybody heads to the Chamber of Deputies to try and pass some laws. And here's how that works. All that control you fought for over the society zones, that translates directly into votes. Those votes, in turn, give you political influence tokens, which is basically the cash you spend to push your own agenda and get your laws passed. But, and this is a huge but, if you and your opponents have been stirring the pot and pushing those social tensions past 14, the whole situation just explodes. Forget the legislature. Paris rises up and a full-blown civil war kicks off. And in that moment, every single player has to make a massive choice. Do you throw your lot in with the insurrectionists, hoping you can remake the entire country if you win? Or do you rally to defend the government, trying to crush the rebellion and restore order? It's a huge gamble either way. So you see, whether you're passing laws in a quiet chamber or winning battles on a bloody street, every single move you make is about forging France into your ideal vision. And that is how you win this game. Every time you successfully change one of those laws on the state tables to match your faction's ideology, say you establish a republic or you secure brand new freedoms, you score victory points. That score track is a literal measurement of how much of France you've remade in your own image. The whole thing is a race to 51 victory points, and the second a player hits that number, the game's over. Instantly, they've won. Their vision for France has triumphed over all others. The game's rulebook puts it perfectly. It says you will clash to ensure the triumph of their ideals, whether that's happening in the Chamber of the Deputies or on the barricades. It's one big struggle, fought in two different arenas, but always for that same ultimate prize. And that's revolutions. In the end, it all comes down to what kind of leader you're going to be. Are you going to be the master politician, carefully building alliances to change France one law at a time? Or are you the revolutionary firebrand, willing to risk it all in a civil war for the chance to win everything in a single decisive blow? Your legacy is waiting.